When I was about 6 or 7 years old, my father and I went out for a day at the mall. However, as night rolled around, I got separated from him by the crowds. It was a weekend, I believe Saturday. I ended up wandering out into the parking lot looking for him. When I got out to the lot, I immediately felt a sense of intimidation and dread. This was enhanced by the fact that there were no cars in that particular lot. I looked ahead and spotted a frail-looking figure wearing a black hood. As soon as I noticed him, he seemed to notice me, cranking his head to look at me. He gawked for a few seconds before he began to eerily chuckle and laugh, and he began advancing towards me in a sort of shuffle. His movements were rather strange. His lower body moved with a sort of shuffling grace, and yet his upper body twitched and had tiny spasms. All the while he laughed, and as he became clearer, I saw that his skin was chalk white and he was apparently crying blood. I was frozen with fear. I literally could not move. I wanted to close my eyes, but that was also impossible. All I could do was just watch him get closer. And he got very close, about 7 feet away, before my father came straight out of nowhere and just straight up tackled the man like a UFC grappler. My dad started throwing ruthless punches at him, getting in a few good shots before the crying blood man squirmed out of his grasp and started making a run for it. The crying blood man took off at an inhuman speed, disappearing into the dark. My father immediately grabbed me, ran to his car, and we drove off. We hadn't spoken of the incident for 13 years until earlier today. He didn't tell me much, as I was expecting. I asked him if he remembered that night at the mall when I was a kid where he beat the shit out of that weird guy. I worded it eloquently, if I say so myself. He seemed surprised that I remembered it, and then he became increasingly irritated as I pried. Eventually, he rose from his chair and glared at me. "Shut up. It's gonna come back for you when you have kids, so just be ready." And then the old man promptly walked out. So, all I know is that it's obviously been around for a while, and it seems to target the next generation. Now, does X have any ideas? I know that the leads are extremely bleak, and for that I apologize. I'll continue to speak with my father about it. Dad finally gave me the specific rundown of the situation with his encounter. It was also nightfall, but my dad was with his mother when the Bloody Tear Man appeared, and he started advancing on them much like he did to me. But Epic Dad's mother stood her ground and walked right up to it. Epic Dad says she wiped away one of its blood tears and said, "Please leave." And apparently Bloody Tear Man stopped laughing and smiling and left. Now I have no idea what to make of that. It doesn't sound like demonic or giantish behavior to me. Any ideas?